With a brand new Pikmin 4 trailer in the latest Nintendo Direct, it gave us tons of new details about the game and new creatures and returning creatures that are coming back to this game. So today I made a list of 40 cool unique details that you probably missed within the brand new trailer for Pikmin 4. So if I missed any details or you find some other ones, please feel free to comment them down below and I could touch on them in a future video. But thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Pikmin 4 and Nintendo in general. And most of you guys watching this video right now are not yet subscribed. So stop what you're doing, leave a like and subscribe. You guys have been killing it lately. Let's keep the trend rolling. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let's jump into the 40 facts. Number 1, the peckish Aristocrab is back from Pikmin 3, but this time it has a light blue claw instead of a purple one. Mammutas are back, but this one is a furry one compared to the older stone or rock ones. We have the return of the puckering Blenneau fish and a new fish as well to the left of the screen. It almost looks like a blowfish as there's spikes in the front as if it could expand. We have another new enemy which looks like a new horned trunk beetle, where it's a beetle with the trunk of an elephant. It's pretty weird. I wonder if Mario has anything to do with this. In the background behind the tea kettle, it looks like we have a new version of the Dweevil, which looks like it might be an ice Dweevil, which are the little spiders of this world. And we can see an egg where the Pikmin will probably get nectar in this game. Of course, this is the new modern home area, and the stove seems to be on. Also, something's glowing right by the big pot on the stove, so we'll probably need fire Pikmin to even go near that. There's new blue clouds. It seems like Ochi is sniffing out some type of treasure, and it might be the new way to find certain treasures, by individually tracking each one and using Ochi in order to take you there. There's a new timer for the day, and it even has a red area to show you when you're really close to the day being over, which I actually like the style of this a lot better than the older ones. In the background, you can see some type of spiked fruit, or maybe some collectible, or maybe even a new enemy that's sitting on a stack of plates. And it also seems to be some other collectibles on the plates in the background. And yeah, there's a new gadget sitting on the bar stool seat. Now you probably noticed the sponge that Ochi is going after, and also the tomato that's sitting in the sink full of water, but there's also some type of new platform that's raising and lowering over there, which shows that there's going to be more platforming style of action instead of just going around an open area this time. Also looks like the entrance to a dungeon, that's the stovetop burner, which would be weird, but there's also a remote with a giant green button over there on a book on the back table, which we'll get into later. We have some more returning enemies, such as the Skeeter Skates in the back, and also the Mollusk King is returning as well. It's always a really creepy one for me. But also, it seems to be maybe even another new water enemy over there, like a white duck or some type of giant white tadpole. It could be a white Wollywog, but it's hard to see from this angle. This scene has a lot of things to digest. For one, it looks like the Pearly Clam Clamp is coming back from past Pikmin games. We also see a scene full of golden rocks, a star fruit, a potted cactus in the background, and jellies all in the water, which we'll see these jellies up close later. Going back into the house, we can see dwarf Bulborbs bouncing up and down on the couch with some sleeping green creature. It's once again hard to make out from this distance. To me, it also looks like a new type of Bulborb. You can barely see its eyes like it's sleeping. But we also see buttons on what seems to be a breaker or some type of lock combination on the back right wall with red, yellow, and blue buttons, probably for some puzzle that the Pikmin have to do, and probably use those colored Pikmin. It just makes sense. We can also see the return of the armored cannon beetle walking around in the middle table, and we can see once again another remote with that same switch and button laying on the table. But this one is not the same one, as it's not sitting on a book. But once again, we're going to wait just a little while longer because it appears in the trailer once again. And we can see that moving platform, but this time it's moving from right to left, and I don't know how you get on these things. Can we now jump in this game? Can the Pikmin jump with Olimar? Are we going to have to use Ochi in order to jump with all of them on top of the dog? Or is that fan on the table going to blow us over, but then how do we get off the platform? So my guess is that Ochi is able to jump in this game, and we're going to have to ride him in order to do so. There also seems to be some type of glowing device on the couch that you can collect, whether it's some type of phone, a laptop, or a remote. Dungeons seem to return in this game, and they look a lot more challenging than just defeating enemies, as they now, some of the rooms, hold obstacle courses for you to get through, like these fans that you'll probably have to jump off of and bounce off of these mushroom platforms, which is pretty unique. Once again, changing how Pikmin is played. Instead of just attacking enemies, you have to get through obstacle courses. But there's also another switch in the dungeon, but instead of a green button, this one has a red and a blue one for you to press. Now, what are these switches? It's impossible to say right now. They could maybe do something amongst the level, do something within the grand scheme of the house. It's really hard to say because we don't really see any Pikmin or any captains jumping on these buttons. Next, we can see the return of the yellow Wollywog, but also a new aquarium slash zoo exhibit area, which is really cool. It's like they're in some type of exhibit tank where the Wollywog is encaptured, which is interesting. It's starting to make me think that there's still some humans or people alive that's watching these creatures. Like, everything is still intact and in like mint condition, as if nothing has gone to ruin since this Earth eventually apparently went to ruin. So what's going on in this story? It's hard to say right now. This is one cool area. You can even see outside the exhibit where there's other tanks and other creatures swimming around. Like maybe we can go from different tanks and see different types of creatures in each tank. And maybe there's even other stuff that we can go outside of the tanks. For instance, it even looks like you can see an exit sign in the background. You can also see the return of the candy pop buds, as there's a blue one in the background, which obviously spawns blue Pikmin if you throw in any other type of color. We can even see some Pikmin Hakotate creature that looks exactly like Olimar. Like, this is for sure Olimar. Something went wrong. You can even see his spacesuit is very much identical, but he's also with some type of new grub dog. And it looks like Ochi, but this one has a leaf on its tail. And odds are this is actually probably the same creature we saw sleeping on that couch in the big house. You can actually get gear in this game, and some of the gear listed is a headlamp, an anti-electrifier jacket, and a collar, probably for Ochi, rush boots, scorch guard jacket and collar, and a thermal defense jacket. And you'll probably also get a collar for that as well. So there seems to be jackets and collars based on elemental effects that don't hurt you under fire or electricity, or obviously under ice, which is pretty cool. And there's other things to help your characters, such as speed boots that actually make them run a lot faster. The new glow Pikmin obviously hover instead of walk, and they also have new buds that sprout into star-shaped flowers on their head that's different than the other Pikmin. In this scene, the captain is demanding all the Pikmin to march and rush forward, but normally when they rush forward, they simply just horde an enemy and jump on top of them. This time, they'll all glow together in a giant ball and blast an enemy with a giant plasma attack that will bring it to the ground, which is pretty satisfying. And also, the Puffy Blowhog returns. But this is a tower defense mode at night where you must protect the ghost Pikmin's homes, which are called luminals. So they'll pop up on the screen also when they're being attacked and invaded, and you have to go attack them in order to bring back enough of the crystals into your home. Here we can see a scene of the captain and all the Pikmin jump onto the back of Ochi. Like I said, that's going to be used as the platforming tool in this game, just like those giant puzzle rooms and obstacle courses down in the dungeons, and it explains the moving platforms as well and how we'll be able to jump on them and cross areas. You can also see another collectible on the table. I'm not 100% sure what this is. It seems to be like the inner workings of a music box, as you can see the spindle spinning. And that thing we saw glowing on the couch is indeed a calculator with a manila folder right beside it. Now, at first, this part made me very excited, and it still might be the case, but at first I thought we could go all the way up these stairs into the bedroom area until I saw this rail go all the way to this second step, which means we'll probably be going down a couple of steps and then back to the floor. As you can see, the flowers are only on the first 2 steps. However, Ochi can jump with all the Pikmin and the captain on its back, so there still is a chance we'll be able to go all the way upstairs as well, which would just be freaking bonkers. You can see drawings from some type of kid that used to live here, and you can even see them up on the wall like this little airplane drawing. I really hope they're okay. Probably not. We can also see this box, which shows us it is a safe, and it has 3 digits with 3 different colored combination digits on them as well, which to me tells me that maybe each one will have a different digit. For instance, you need 3 red Pikmin on the left one, 2 yellow one in the middle, and then like 5 blue ones on the right one. That would be kind of cool, kind of like, you know, synchronizing them and allowing them to turn the knobs themselves. We get to see what looks like to be a couple of boss battles. This one is against a giant lobster scorpion thing, and it looks like its weak spot might be underneath its tail as it raises in the air, as it's the only part of his body not really covered in shell. And then we get this moth boss battle in one of the dungeons, just like from Pikmin 2 at the very end. And it seems to resemble a little bit of the Behemoth Bossbat from Pikmin 3, but this one looks like it'd be a moth mixed with a bird, maybe even a hummingbird, as we can see the beak is kind of curled up. It also seems to have some snow and ice effects as it shoots ice patterns forming around the edges of the screen, which look very realistic, and the fact that we can see lots of the Pikmin freeze instantly from the attack. Also, the tiles on the floor seem to resemble some type of bathroom or shower floor, just like the boss rooms in Pikmin 2 in the dungeons there, especially the one against the segmented cropster. Here we can see those weird jellies again that seem to be made out of some type of foam or something that we can bust open or pop open or maybe have to peel apart, and some bars blocking off some section to the left. We must be an Alterna from Splatoon 3 because we got us an Easter Island head. And look at that, we actually ended up with over 50 different unique facts and details about Pikmin 4's latest trailer. But if you guys found anything that I may have missed or skimmed over, let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's video and want to see more like it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because it helps out more than you think. But thank you guys for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya guys.